Welcome back to another cryptocurrency news video. My name is Landon. You are watching Crypto Review Central. If you are a cryptocurrency investor or just on the outside trying to do some research, subscribing is a great idea. We provide all of the up-to-date information on these hyper-evolving markets. As of lately, EOS has seen a ton of controversy, and the people over at WTF Ratings have been recently quoted to say it's like a feudal kingdom with indentured servants. EOS is the fifth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, recently taking Litecoin and Stellar's position, and then just overnight, Cardano has slipped into the 7th position and pushed Stellar into the 8th. We will be getting to that news later on today, so stay tuned for all the developments. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video for details on how you can enter into our $50 Bitcoin giveaway. Yes, we are giving away $50 in Bitcoin to our valued subscribers. And that is the first of many rollouts for giveaways and rewards that we will be giving to you, our regular and consistent viewers. EOS is currently at $14, and just last week it was $12, so investors are pretty happy, although there's been a ton of controversy that we've been following and keeping you guys up to date on. Currently almost at $13 billion in market cap. It's seen a lot of movement lately, with over $1 billion in 24-hour volume. As you can see, we hit all-time high volumes at the end of April, and the numbers have continued to push out since then. WTF Ratings gave EOS a top rating. However, analysts also claim that the much-hyped Ethereum rival has a rather serious centralization problem, one which may warrant downgraded ratings in the future. The EOS dream will not come true until it fixes its centralization problems, which came into sharper focus with its launch this week. I covered all the details last night, why they delayed the mainnet, and the controversy that was all abuzz on Reddit. Decentralized cryptocurrency projects generally have good breadth, and when they share power and influence over a large group of participants, they can do amazing things. Conversely, centralized projects do the exact opposite, which often contradicts the project's premises. Right now, EOS, it appears, fall into the latter category. And WTF has noted that what's ironic is that Block One's motto has always been to decentralize everything. EOS founder Dan Larimer, who I am a big advocate of and I talk a lot about on this channel, is often quoted saying that his main life and goal is to create a free market, systems to secure life, liberty, and property. Block One's motto and Larimer's goal are in sharp contrast to the reality of what EOS is today. The people at WTF go on to cite the Gini coefficient, which is used by economists to measure wealth distribution of countries. When applied to EOS, it comes up at 97%. Even if you recognize that crypto communities and countries are two different entities, the fact remains that any Gini coefficient above 60 can be problematic, especially for something that claims to be decentralized. 97 is kind of off the charts. With a substantial amount of wallets in existence, I talked about that on the open platform video, EOS is on very few of those. And as we've also brought to your attention on this channel, we showed you a breakdown of how many token holders virtually run the network, with approximately 10 of them. Although it was noted that exchanges can really throw a monkey wrench into the analytics crunching of how to determine a decentralized asset, EOS is notably, compared to some of the assets in existence, not really entirely decentralized. WTF notes that if you are an investor in EOS, you should watch them like a hawk, and that's what they are doing. If the bad breaths consist, downgrades are very likely. Despite the controversy, the EOS mainnet has officially gone live at 1300 UTC today, and seemingly is ready to take off, up almost 1.5% over 24 hours in a sea of red. The official launch was largely discussed on Reddit, and the best advice right now is do not put your private keys into untrusted wallets, airdrops, or contests. Scammers are always giving an increased scrutiny to cryptocurrency, and they're on hunt mode right now, some Redditors have discussed. People are moving their EOS, people are really transacting on this network right now, and it leads to more instances of you getting hacked. So please be vigilant. I stress doing your own research and following channels like ours, along with using the resources available to you to keep yourself up to date with what is really happening in this space, along with specifics like what's going on with the EOS mainnet launch. The latest vote by EOS block producers, which took place on June 9th, was streamed live thanks to EOS GO. Community members had expressed concern about the lack of transparency of previous voting, so they decided to live stream it. EOS had spiked to 6% up, but has since calmed down to just a little below 2%. There were a number of portals that had been set up to streamline the voting process, such as EOS initially showed the testnet. You need to download Scatter to be in a position to start voting, but after a chain has reached the 15% token stake threshold, it will be deemed valid and all normal functionality activated, plus the 19,000 extra blocks that were added to yesterday, which we discussed in our EOS video yesterday. So if you want to keep yourself up to date with why they delayed it so much and all of the discussion on Reddit, that's covered there. And today I'm happy to report that all of it has been resolved. Now that the EOS IO chain has gone live, EOS holders who have voted can unstake their tokens and put them to use on the network. With a 5% inflation rate and block producers being rewarded with 1% of that amount, the 21 active block producers receive a 0.25 prorated block reward, and the remaining block producers earn a vote reward of 0.75%. Developers who are looking to build decentralized applications on the network, which is the entire point of EOS. If you've been following our videos, you know I discussed Dan Larimer. And in order to fully understand EOS, you must understand Dan Larimer's history. He is essentially trying to build the framework with which the future of blockchain technology can be built upon, the geniusness that will be blockchain technology, and the full-scale, rapid utilization across every industry that many of us are hoping for, but some of us, including myself, don't really see it realistic as of right now because we are so far from mass adoption. If mass adoption came knocking on our door tomorrow, we are not ready for the amount of transaction throughput and the amount of versatility and adaptability that this industry is going to need to permeate the majority of the industries it's trying to attack. Everything from the medical industry to logistics and retail sales, as well as education, you name it, there are assets in development right now that are looking to solve chronic, long-standing issues within that industry. EOS is the framework with which decentralized applications will be built, and that is the whole purpose of it. It is the foundation to a wonderful mansion that is a marvel of technology, or has within it marvels of technology. As an example, a beautiful house that has next-level technology, solar-paneled roofs, roof tiles that are powered by solar, and what Elon Musk is doing with houses that are powered by renewable solar energy. The beauty in that system that uses roof solar panels or uses a battery pack stationed in the garage to power the house is not able to be built because the walls with which you're going to mount this unit and the structure that you need to wire the whole thing with isn't even constructed yet. This is like building a foundation of a beautiful house that is yet to be constructed. And as you can see by this graphic, there's a long list of over 20 applications currently built for the EOS network and many more to come. If you are a developer and want to build a decentralized application on this network, you must stake your EOS tokens in order to secure network resources such as RAM, bandwidth, and much more. And last night I laid out why the mainnet was delayed. It was some complications in allocating RAM, and the resulting vote was to add 19,000 EOS to the system. So essentially they were printing money, and the large discussion was over the wording to use. Is it printing or is it issuing? Of course, the connotation of printing means it's some sort of shady activity and will likely be spun the wrong way in a number of Reddit threads and across the internet, especially on Twitter as well. EOS claims it can deliver enterprise scale transactions per second that can go into the millions. Dan Larimer already has 2 successful blockchain projects under his belt, both Steemit and BitShares. Developers have been building dApps to run on the platform prior to launch, and 2 that have been closely watched by Everypedia, which has the backing of the Wikipedia founder Jimmy Wales due to its decentralized medical storage solution. Because of this staking system, app developers will have to tie up tokens on the network. That should mean that in the event of dApps becoming popular, more tokens will need to be staked on the network to secure the resource to keep these dApps running efficiently as they use more resources, that being storage, RAM, and general computing processes to transact in a way that the dApp would require. This effect should be able to increase the value of the tokens for you EOS holders, even after taking into account the 5% inflation rate. Smart contracts cannot be completed for 3 days after the block producers have been elected, so that countdown has already begun. Will EOS Moon? Well, like I say all the time, a lot of this is dependent on what applications get built and what problems those apps are trying to address. How effectively they solve that problem using the inherent benefits that come with blockchain technology and the distributed ledger system, and how vast this network gets is really dependent on its efficiency and on this community-run development team reacting to any required adaptations. The future looks very bright, and really it seems now that all of the FUD that has plagued this asset for so long now has been made kind of irrelevant, because there is a functioning platform and there's a long list of dApps that are already developed, as you can see here, and many more to be developed. Will EOS hit a ridiculous price of like $100, $50 like you're likely to see around the internet? Almost definitely not anytime soon, as a respective complete cryptocurrency market cap has to be such, and just the amount of circulating supply to total supply and the potential of what this asset can do definitely has its ceiling. So I don't think EOS is going to balloon to $100, and I think you should take all of the clickbait material that you're likely to see with a grain of salt. Understand that this is a new and emerging market, and if you've followed anything about what Dan Larimer has said in the past, you're well aware that this industry is very much in its infancy. The future with which blockchain technology will hopefully solve many real-world problems, both in industry and in a variety of different workplaces, creating jobs while killing some others, no doubt. And the transparency that comes with smart contracts and distributed ledgers is something that the current business infrastructure is not well in tune with. So that is very disruptive, and it's going to take time for industry to really adapt. Many new companies have taken chances on injecting blockchain technology, and there is technology being developed that allows for an injection of a variety of different code bases written in different languages to be used across a variety of platforms. But much of that future is still being developed. Nevertheless, it's a very exciting and fast-paced market, and all we can do is continue to monitor the markets and watch the evolving changes. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and now EOS are the top 5 cryptocurrencies. EOS is likely to continue to solidify its position in the top 5. And I'm very excited to see the increase in applications that get developed on this network and see what it is really capable of, along with this entire industry of blockchain technology. That's been a deep dive on EOS, finally getting the green light to go. It is all over Twitter, all over Reddit, and you should see a ton of content being produced on the future of EOS. Do your own research, take all of those ridiculous clickbait titles with a grain of salt. Try to ask yourself, what is the motivation from this person trying to tell me EOS is going to hit $50 or $100 in the next 6 months? Is it because they really believe that, or is it because I'm likely to click something like that? Try to follow content creators that really have the interest of reporting the facts and trying to be as unbiased as possible. EOS has a ton of potential in my opinion, but much of that is yet to be realized. So as you learn more and more about EOS, try to have a bit of perspective as to where we are and where we need to be for some of these ridiculous claims to become a reality. And as I mentioned, we're giving away $50 in Bitcoin. All you have to do is smash that like button, subscribe, and comment something of value along with your Bitcoin wallet address. What do you think about EOS? Is it really building the future of blockchain 3.0 and decentralized applications? Or is it like some of the FUD said on Reddit, more or less an exit scam? I think it's clear now that they're definitely not exiting. Dan Larimer is likely to move on to another project, but that was the scope from the beginning. He developed BitShares along with Steemit in order to use these applications in the future evolution of this space. He is a polarizing figure and will remain so. Keep it locked right here at Crypto Review Central for all the evolving changes in this market. And don't forget to click the white bell notification button beside the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the content. If you blink, you might miss something. My name is Landon. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, everyone.